Okay, welcome back to this challenge playthrough stream. I think I'm up to part 22 now. And looking to finish capturing in the Calmlands. There's only one fiend left that I need to grab, and that is the Ogre, which I encountered a few times, but never when Kimahri actually had full overdrive. Just wanted to switch Whacker's armor here since I don't need a danger arm guard against the Ogre encounter. Same for Auron. Switch to SOS regen, I think. Funnily enough, I actually want to drop hunt some equipment from Ogre. Whereas I don't really want equipment from many, if any, of the other fiends. So it's odd that I guess Ogre doesn't want to get caught because it knows I'm going to beat it up in the arena. Alright, so these encounters we just take out in one shot with Stone Breath. I guess I could have stolen another sleep powder. I've already got a few, and there's only one mix where I meant dream powder. Sorry, yeah, there's only one mix where dream powder is kind of useful, or one mix for each element, I think. Guess I can just check on that. Oh, let's see. Okay, 4 dream powder. Okay, yeah, that's plenty. You can do that mix another way. It's just you need the highest tier, like elemental gem item if you don't have dream powder, so it lets you use the cheaper elemental items. But at this point, I'm covered on elemental stuff, I'm pretty sure, so. I'll start off around this area. I know you can encounter ogres here, they're just not particularly common. I didn't want this encounter though. Guess I'm just trying Deathtouch. Are these things vulnerable to death? I'm not sure they are actually. I think the Chimera in Macalania Forest probably is, but these ones maybe aren't. Yeah, they're immune to death. Okay, so switch to Stone Touch. Honestly, probably should have just reset on this, given the time it's going to take me, even if I manage to petrify both of them, but whatever. They drop armor that gives you magic defense plus 10%, which is actually slightly useful. I think I actually want Fatal Kate Sith. Yeah. Yeah, so magic defense plus 10% is actually kind of useful on Auron. One thing it lets me do a bit later is actually survive the magic urn attack if I have shell plus shell from Kimahri's Mighty Guard. Plus, yeah, plus magic defense up 10%. It lets me actually get out of that encounter, which will be useful. Yeah, everything else is fine. Yeah, I really don't need to steal anything else. I think once I've captured the Ogre, I will try and get at least a couple SOS-Haste armor drops from it. Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on this. I could just eject that with Shooting Star, but I kind of want Auron's Overdrive to stay full, so... Once I actually have the Ogre caught, it's not too hard to just kill it over and over in the arena because it's vulnerable to petrification and death, so I just have a front lineup of Stone Touch plus Deathtouch characters, and like there's a 25% chance it dies whenever I hit it. So once it's caught, it should be good. It's just a bit of an unusual encounter, or rare encounter. There we go. Alright. Slow it back to normal speed. Okay, so Preemptive Strike's really nice here. I'm going to open with Bad Breath from Kimahri. Hopefully get both wolves poisoned and either asleep or under darkness, so they essentially just don't do anything. For the Ogre, unfortunately the Ogre is really resistant to sleep and darkness, so I'm trying to just land poison. And then the plan is basically just hope it doesn't kill us all by the time it takes 3 poison ticks, and then we can find some way to finish them off for the capture. Yeah, 25% poison resistance, so this only works 75% of the time. I think I start with this still. It's not like I need to do anything else. And depending on what statuses get inflicted on the wolves, I might need to change my plan a bit. Okay, so that's interesting. So yeah, it didn't do darkness or sleep on the Ogre like I expected. It also didn't do darkness or sleep on the middle wolf, which is actually pretty bad. Wacko doesn't have any MP for Dark Attack. Kind of tempted to just Shooting Star that wolf. It's going to be extremely annoying because I can't stop the Ogre from connecting, so I'm really up against a kind of clock on just how long it'll be before my front line gets wiped out. What do I want to do with my other character slot here? Definitely want Whacker in the front line with Evade and Counter equipped. I also want to bring Yuna in to heal the Ogre once it's taken 1 tick of poison. Obviously can't do that yet. Okay, try this and see how it goes. Should I switch weapon with Auron first? Yeah, maybe I should. Fortunately, that other wolf is just going to die to poison before it wakes up, so it's not an issue. But yeah, this guy would be a problem if I didn't take it out. Okay, perfect. Attacked the character with Evade and Counter. That's exactly what I wanted. So now I want to bring in Yuna. I want to use Cure. So the trick with Cure, right, is Ogre's going to take 25% of its health each turn. I don't want to have to deal the last 25% myself because that's still like over 2,000 damage. So by curing it once, I just have to deal the cure damage after the final poison tick. So, and we've already done, okay, that's 540, and we've already done Let's see, Waka got a crit plus another hit, so we've already done like 340 damage to it. So we're in the range now to just... Yeah, we're in range to actually capture it with one hit from Auron. Oh, awesome. Yeah, got super lucky here with it attacking Waka twice. I think this is guaranteed capture now. Bring in Tidus and switch to Sensor just to check HP. I guess I have to be a bit careful of Waka's counters actually doing too much damage here. So how much health do you have? Yeah, so 2 more poison ticks and it's going to have 97 HP. At which point I just bring in Auron and capture it. So I actually think I don't want Waka in the party because if Waka counterattacks it again, it's going to mess up its HP. So let's just bring in a couple of other characters. Hate to call them sacrifices, but yeah, that's basically what they are at this point. So the Ogre's going to kill 2 of the characters probably in its next 2 turns, but that's all good. I think the Wolf's going to die to poison right now. Yep. Yep. So whoever's alive out of Kimahri and Lulu just switches for Auron and we get the capture. Oh, it puts its fists up. Okay, that's fine. I can't remember if that actually increases its defense, but I don't think it's going to matter. Oh, crit from Auron anyway. Well, there you go. Nice. So that is Khan's capturing done. Now we get a free fight against Chimera Geist, which I guess I can just use to recharge overdrives with Stoic or something. Sure. Yeah, in the end, that's that encounter went really well. It's funny to Shooting Star just like a Bunry wolf enemy, but I think it was a good choice. So I want... yeah, Auron and Kimahri on Lona, or sorry, Stoic. Anyone else's overdrive need charging? No, okay. Guess I need to unequip element protection armor. There we go. Alright, so that just contains Unicelestial weapon, I believe. Which is not useful to us. Alright. So we're not trying to do anything here, we're just getting overdrive charged back up. Yep, that works. Guess we're just not up to scratch. Okay. So next is actually farming some equipment here. I don't think I need... yeah, I can just make a manual save. I don't really need characters in SOS Overdrive, or yeah, SOS HP or SOS Overdrive at this point. So who do I want haste for? Definitely Rikku, definitely Waka. Guess I'll bring Lulu into the front line with Deathtouch as well. Switch to TKO. Be nice to have another Stone Touch or Deathtouch weapon. We can get those from the cat or from the Basilisk enemy, although yeah, they're both a little tricky to kill. I think Deathtouch. Actually, I might just check if we can get Deathtouch from the cat. Depending on the drop rate, I might try that for a bit. Most likely it is going to take a little while to get all the equipment I want here, and it doesn't help that the characters I want it on don't all have instant kill weapons, so that's why I was thinking of maybe getting another Deathtouch. So what do these things drop? Yeah, so they actually, the cat enemies, the Soul, they drop Deathtouch as the most common drop, and the drop chance is 23%. Alright, I'll have a go. Does that make sense? I'd be killing them with Lulu, so I'm more likely to get another Deathtouch for Lulu, who's the only character I don't want it on. Nah, I won't bother doing that. I'll just kill Ogres, because I know eventually I want SOS-Haste on essentially everyone, so the thing with SOS-Haste is it doesn't matter too much who it drops for, I can make use of it. So this looks good. So yeah, I think my plan here is I'll just fight Ogre a bunch of times. If I get a SOS-Haste drop, I'll save. Oh, I did not realize Ogre would go before Rikku, that's funny. But yeah, if I get an SOS-Haste drop, I'll save. Otherwise, I'll like leave it for 10 battles or whatever. And if I haven't got anything at that point, I'll reload. Just get that gil back. Harpoon. Alright, not what we want. Like I said, it's 25% chance on each attack here, so there's a reasonable chance we get it before it gets us. We don't have to do any healing between fights. Variable mark. Doubt that's going to be anything special, but yeah, just magic +5. Already got those. Oops, didn't mean to chat. Seeker Shield. That's just going to be HP +10%. The armor with SOS-Haste always has a special name. In most cases it's like Haste Shield or Hasteage. For Waka it's Fast Break, I believe. I can't remember if there's a funny name for any of the other characters, but if it says Seekers, I know it's just HP +10%, which is the other armor equipment drop. Ambush. Yeah, that's not good. Rip. Okay, I'll give it another couple battles, then I'll just reset to save Gil. Gil is kind of going to become an issue for because I'm going to be using the arena so much. Like, even though I was able to sell a bunch of the Doors to Tomorrow from the Rem racing, and once I've done a capturing for second area, I'll also go sell a bunch of the 3 stars you get from unlocking a Theta. So that gives me a lot of Gil, but it's surprising how fast you go through it. It's too bad. Well, one of the downsides of not being able to capture, or sorry, not being able to customize, is you can't make a ton of Gil off easy, like, selling customized equipment. Alright, we didn't get any good equipment there, so I'm just going to reset. So yeah, 50% drop rate, then another 50% chance for armor, then 1 in 7 for SOS-Haste, more or less. So that's 1 in 28 fights. Ah, I keep clicking chat. One in 28 doesn't sound too bad. Although, when I'm not winning them, it's hard to get anything. Alright. Well, 3 in a row where we haven't even managed to kill it. At least if I get an SOS-Haste drop for one of the 3 characters in the front line here, like, it will actually make killing Ogre more consistent. Just get to start rolling those 25% sooner. Like, whoever has haste will get the first turn before the Ogre. It's quite annoying having to farm SOS-Haste for Rikku, because you can buy SOS-Haste from once the merchant heading up Gagazet, but I need it now, or I need it for, like, Defender X. So even though I can buy it later, unfortunately can't take advantage of that. We're at the point in the game where the recovery time on mix is just too long without haste. Like, all the bosses are getting faster and faster. This one's been absolutely awful, like the last 7 or 8 encounters. It's killed us like 5 or 6 times out of the last 7 or 8. Ugh. Come on, team. There we go. Hyperball. Don't know what weapon equipment it has. Oh, it has Counterattack. That would actually be useful, but Hyperball is not. Alright, I'm resetting on this. I've had about 10 encounters, and too many of them are ambushes or losses. put things up to 4 times speed since I'm literally just mashing A in the fight. I could put a initiative character in the front line to start these ambushes, but then it's like however many inputs to switch them out and put them back in for the next fight. It just doesn't really seem worth it. Haste Armlet, awesome. Alright. 1 down. So yeah, that's obviously SOS-Haste on Kimahri. Not one of the highest priorities, but I'm sure it'll make use of it. Seeker's Arm Guard. Okay. Now that time Rikku actually went before Ogre. It must be kind of close to a speed tie or whatever. Haste Armlet. Okay. Nice. Second drop for the same character. Thanks, game. Now I guess this one might sell for a bit. Buy us a few more runs. So yeah, each time I fight Ogre I think it costs 1400. Yeah, and this costs... they both have... Yeah, might as well sell the one the free slot. That's pretty funny, getting 2 drops in a row for Kimahri when he isn't even doing the fighting. I guess I can't complain. Earlier in the game, like in Makalani and the Thunder Plains, I got more or less perfect equipment drops on SOS Regen and SOS Overdrive, so... Man, got the preemptive strike and still didn't kill it. So it goes. Seeker's Taj. Not quite. Yeah, Devastator's just strength plus %. Riku's counterattack weapon is tit for tat. Not that Riku's... I mean, it doesn't matter if I have counterattack on Rikku, right? Counterattack's only going to matter on characters that actually have a strength stat. Definitely counterattack on Auron is going to be useful in this challenge, I think. It's like one thing you look for in a challenge where your characters have low stats is a way to deal damage without using time or ticks, and counterattack's a way to do that, admittedly super slow one. The HP plus 10% drop is unfortunately 7 times more frequent than SOS-Haste, so I'm going to see a load of those. You can actually get a drop with both SOS-Haste and HP plus 10%, but it's super unlikely. That's... if you need to farm that, you really need to farm it from the Bashura, the Ogre enemy in the next area. It just, drop rate is much better. There's some games you can play with having like HP plus % and SOS abilities on the same armor. Like on Whacker, for example, you can make it so if he gets revived, he revives in SOS status if he has HP plus 10%. But yeah, since I don't have Phoenix Downs in this challenge, it doesn't matter too much. Alright, well that's an ambush, but at least Lulu dodged the attack. No good. I can kill this with, like, one-shot this thing with Shooting Star or Stone Breath, but I then need to recharge the overdrive somehow, so I think it's going to end up being pretty slow doing it that way too. You know, another preemptive strike when I have like 6 attacks to kill it and don't make it. Pretty funny. I think once I've got... Yeah, provided I get SOS-Haste on Rikku and Whacker, maybe one other character, and Counterattack for Auron, I think I'll take a crack at Defender X, although I might have to farm a bit more equipment. The problem in that fight is that it's got so much HP and it's not vulnerable to poison, so it's like either I waste all my damage dealing mixes for the rest of the game, basically, and that's not even a good solution, right? Because I have no fast way to use them, so I have to survive a whole bunch of cycles of its attacks anyway. Or I go for the super slow strategy of trying to kill it with counterattacks and set Auron up with buffs from mix to basically survive Haymaker or you know, regenerate the damage taken from Haymaker each round, and have Whacker just in the party to dodge the regular attacks. So that's my strategy, although exactly which mixes I'm going to use and how that comes together I'm not 100% sure yet. It's really too bad I can't learn Mighty Guard on Kimahri beforehand, because I'm going to have to use another of Riku's like defensive mixes, hopefully just Mighty Wall, but still, you know, something else to give me Protect. I'm not actually sure how much money I make if I just sell all the Seeker's equipment, or like the other equipment I don't want. I'm pretty sure I still wouldn't break even in terms of the cost to be fighting it. Ooh, there we go. Deathtouch, awesome. That is really nice. So once Rikku gets punched here, she'll be down to SOS HP and basically start each battle in haste, which means, yeah, Ogre's way less likely to survive the fight now. Rematch. Alright, that's Counterattack on Whacker. I already have Evade and Counter on him though, so I can't really imagine a situation where evading counter isn't just worse than... Oh, sorry, counterattack isn't just worse than evading counter, but... I don't know. Not much downside in keeping it. Alright, so now I care about Rikku being at low HP. I'll actually make an autosave to reload. So now she's just gonna permanently be at 1 HP. Yeah, look at the difference this makes. Rikku gets 2 goes before the Ogre. Pretty funny. Slight downside of that is I am more likely to just get more Deathtouch drops because the character dealing the killing blow is more likely to get the drop, but I think we were losing enough before that it's fine. Alright, so what's this? I think this is Counterattack on Yuna. Again, like, not the character I really want Counterattack on, but sure. It'd be pretty funny if I somehow ended up counterattacking one of the later bosses to death with a buffed up Yuna. Can't quite see that happening, but... Oh, another defender. Alright. Game definitely loves to troll with equipment drops. Counterattack and magic plus 5%. Wow. Fair enough. Oh, I do love SOS-Haste. Such a awesome equipment ability in these challenges. Haste in general in this game is super busted. I mean, acting twice as often. Like, Haste in other Final Fantasy games is not always as OP as that. Like in Final Fantasy 12, I think it makes your turn bar recharge like a third faster or something. Just nowhere near as strong. It's funny, I feel like the Ogre... Yeah, Ogre definitely likes going after Rikku first. I think that's partly random, although... Maybe one of its attacks... Yeah, I think one of its attacks does preferentially target lowest HP characters. But it's kind of like it knows that Rikku is the problem. Yeah, she just gets so many attacks. Try another couple times, then reset here. Seeker Shield. Nope. That's another rematch. Yeah, I don't really care about keeping that. I guess maybe I should check it for strength plus 5%. Yeah. Nah, neither of them have it. Tit for tat. That is counterattack on Rikku. Oh, I didn't already have that. Alright, fair enough. Guess I keep it. I think I'm actually going to take SOS Regen off Waka because I think what's happening is he's never the character with lowest HP, right? So some of the time Ogre would attack the character with lowest HP, it's targeting Rikku, whereas it could be targeting Waka. So now that Riku's so much faster, I want her to be targeted less, just increase the chance of actually getting the kill on it. Think that makes sense? Although it still hit Rikku there. I think if there's a tie for who has lowest HP, the targeting's random, but maybe it's not somehow. Oh man. Had about 7 attempts there. I think what I really, my highest priorities right now are Fast Break and Kotetsu, which is counterattack weapon for Auron. I think that's what I really want before I give Defender X at least at first attempt. Haste Bangle. Okay. That's still a nice drop. Gonna make this process even better. Lulu is like... Yeah, Lulu's just not that useful as a character overall, but from this point onwards, especially now I can get Deathtouch on other characters. But yeah, certainly for farming, having Lulu under haste is good. Yeah, I think the odds of Ogre winning this fight have dropped pretty significantly with those two, like having two characters under haste. Yeah, now we get 5 turns before it even gets one. Rebel Lance. Okay, that's counterattack for Kimahri. That's not bad. Eventually we'll get evade and counter weapons for Kimahri, but not for a while, so yeah, could definitely come in useful. Oh, I got him on the last try. Another Rebel Lance. Just check if either of these have strength boost. No, they don't. I don't think you can actually get a strength boost for Kimahri or Auron because that would require a third equipment ability since they have to have piercing, so that's fine. couple more fights, then I'll reset again, I think. Gotta save that money. Buster Claw. I think that's just magic boost for, or sorry, strength boost for Rikku. Yeah, not useful. Okay. Well, this hasn't been too bad. I mean, I've been streaming about an hour, and some of that was capturing the Ogre. And I've got SOS-Haste on 3 out of 7 characters, plus Counterattack on 3 out of 7, so... not bad, I think. Obviously, being able to play at 4 times speed and use the autosaves just makes this sort of grinding so much easier. Ooh, chose to target the character without haste. Bad choice, Mr. Ogre. That's another rematch. Just check for strength plus 5%. No. Oh, another haste bangle. Alright, just check for HP plus. No. So that's going to sell for 7.5k. I don't think that quite breaks even on... like, I think I probably should just... I'd probably save more gil just resetting rather than selling this, but it's all good. Yeah, this other equipment just doesn't sell for enough to break even. Obviously going to see more duplicates as the more, you know, the more armors I get, or SOS armors I get, so... Well, that said, Haste Bracer, that's a new one, nice. Ooh, and it has HP plus 10%. Sweet. Always happy to see that for drops with Auron, since his HP is actually the most relevant. So let's see, we're just waiting on Titus, Waka, and Yuna for SOS Haste now. That's a katana. Unfortunately, I think that's just a plain weapon for Auron. Yeah, the counterattack weapon is called, I believe, Kotetsu. It's too bad there isn't some sort of RNG manipulation trick in this game to get equipment drops, like there is in Final Fantasy XII. I mean, I guess at some level I could just use an editor to add them. That doesn't feel like the same thing at all, so not planning to do that. Yeah, I wonder actually if you could, like if you basically knew all of the rolls that the game was going to make on, you know, for damage variants, for equipment drops. Wonder if that would make any new kinds of challenges possible. Possibly. There must be some pretty, yeah, there'd be some pretty crazy stuff you could do if you knew like what all the RNG rolls or the die rolls were going to be. It's different from being able to control them, like being able to force every enemy to always low roll. Like it wouldn't, that's not what I had in mind. It would just be just knowing like the sequence of random numbers. Still be pretty good, I think. I think when the remaster first came out on PS3 or maybe PS4, there was an issue with the random number generator, where like you could reload a save, but it wouldn't refresh the random number seed, so you would actually get like the same thing repeated if you got into like you got into a battle or whatever. But obviously they patched that. I think we went on a long string there about losing. Now I've lost the last couple, or two, the last three maybe, wasn't paying attention. Alright, that would have been embarrassing to lose. Had just all the hits in the world it felt like to go out of it. Oh, third haste bangle. Boo. Well, nah, I won't bother selling it. Another loss. Alright. Time for a reset. Oh, another haste bracer. And we already know... Yeah, I've already got the HP plus on the first one. Alright. I guess... I can't see any... I can't really see a scenario where this would come up, but having the option of having HP plus 10% or not maybe could matter. There's not much downside to keeping it, so... I occasionally end up in really funny situations where HP can... You know, having some particular HP is important. Don't really see it happening, but you never know. No, lost again. Oof. I like how even though you don't get game over, if you lose in the arena, it still shows like the zoom in of the characters lying on the floor. It's like, you done messed up. Come on, Lulu. Oh, nuts. Oh man, again. Third haste bracer. One nice thing about getting Haste Bangle on Lulu is that's going to make it way easier to farm more Deathtouch or Stone Touch equipment, since it's only Deathtouch that works against the Anaconda or the Searle, like they're both immune to petrification. I wonder... Yeah, I'm considering actually switching over to trying one of those in a bit here, since I'm down to relatively few SOS-Haste drops needed, and I kind of would like to be able to have the characters I want the drops for actually doing the killing. One of those is Wacko, and Wacko's killed a bunch of the ogres, but just, yeah, didn't roll the fast break yet. Whereas Auron's been just like sat on his backside, just, you know, taking a break while the kids are doing the fighting, and got 3 haste braces in a row. Pretty funny. Never tit for tat. Not what we need. I think I'll switch over to Searle in just a minute here. Go for a second Deathtouch weapon. Yeah, unfortunately Searle has a low drop rate, and as I mentioned before, I am also more likely to get another Deathtouch weapon for Lulu, since she's going to be the character doing the killing blow, but still alright. Let's see. I think I want the party like this, and I want Stoneproof on Yuna. Oh no, hold on, we're doing the Searle, not the Anaconda. Right, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, no, never mind that. I want Kimahri with element protection, and Auron with element protection. Which spell do they cast more? It's ice, right? No, it's thunder they use twice as often. Alright. At least now I won't get ambushed, since I do always have initiative in the front line. Oops, didn't mean to defend with Lulu there. Alright, well. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to set this up so that Auron recharges his overdrive pretty easily, so I don't mind using it here. I think I just need to set him to Victor. I guess now I may as well set Kimahri to... Oh, I may as well bring in Titus with Thunder or Lightning Proof. Yep. And I don't want Sonic Steel. And I'll go Null Shock on Auron. Oops. There it is. Yeah, the cell doesn't resist death, so it's just a coin flip each time, so I was pretty unlucky to get to the point where Auron was needed. Deathbringer. Ooh, that's a nice one. That is Deathtouch for Auron. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's Deathtouch for Titus, I guess. Yeah, okay, still not bad. Now I can have him actually go for kill on the cell as well. And I guess the Ogre when I go back to that. Soul Arm Guard. So that's going to be Death Ward for Whacker. I don't think Death Ward is super useful, but since I don't already have it, I'll hang on to it. There's not that many instant death attacks in the game, honestly. I mean, big ones against Unalaska, but ideally you're preventing that by being a zombie anyway, so doesn't quite count. Alright, come on Titus, you can do this. Okay. Apparently you can't. Well, that's what you get for casting Thundara into characters that are immune 6 or 7 times in a row. Oh, rip. This is really silly. I should have just tried to poison it rather than trying to attack it to death. It's going to start using... Yeah, if it wasn't... If it didn't cast Blizzara, it was going to just start using Blaster or Drain, but... Didn't really waste a lot of time. Man, it's not messing around this time. Double Blizzara. Haven't really ended up getting as many drops from these cats, but they only drop something about a quarter of the time, whereas the ogres half the time, so that's why. Alright, last attempt, then I'll reset again. I don't really mind who else I get Deathtouch for. Pretty much everyone is good, I think. I suppose Rikku and Waka already have Stone Touch, so getting it on, like... Well, I was going to say Yuna actually, although this drop doesn't have it. Pretty sure this is just going to be magic plus 5%. Oh, magic plus 10%, okay. Well, I already have this 13%, so don't really need to keep that. But yeah, Tidus is a good character to get Deathtouch. That's going to help a little for the underwater capturing, or underwater in general. Just being able to have all characters with like instant death equipment. Soul Bangle, so Death Ward for Lulu. Sure. And a Saltage. Alright. Too bad I'm getting Death Ward rather than Deathtouch, but still something. I'll wait till I get one more equipment from, or one more like useful equipment I guess from Searle, and then I'll go back to Ogre. I think for Ogre I'll actually have Auron in the party and use Shooting Star as well, just because I do want the counterattack drop for him. Wouldn't mind Deathtouch for him as well. That would mean I could bring him in and actually kill the Ogre too. Soul Armlet, huh? Alright. Hey Blitz, what's up? What are we hunting? Well, I got a little bored of hunting SOS-Haste, so I'm trying to just pick up another Deathtouch weapon. I got one for Titus, but yeah, I wouldn't mind getting an extra. Well, what do you know? I was about to say getting one for Auron would be nice, since I want counterattack for him off Ogre. Thanks for the good luck, bud. Yeah, so let's see. I actually still want. I've got. I think I've got 4 SOS-Haste already. Oops, not you now. Yeah, so Whacker I want SOS-Haste, Titus I want SOS-Haste, Auron I want counterattack. Yeah, I think this is how I'll set it up. Nope, didn't use any mixing for the Karma captures, just used Bad Breath a lot actually. Bad Breath I think was like the key, key ability. The poison, I mean I basically captured all the high HP fiends with poison, and then just like manipulating the HP with cure. Yeah, I didn't realize that Bad Breath actually, like, the status effects lasted longer than 3 turns, which is, I thought they lasted only 3 turns for some reason, but yeah, the Silence, Darkness, and Sleep last for, I think, 6 turns. Oops, didn't mean to fight this one. Well. Alright. Yeah, I should have just shooting started it, but whatever. Yeah, not. I keep autopiloting onto the cell. Onyx Bracer. Is that magic defense plus 10%? Yeah, actually that's not bad. I want that. I didn't pick one of those up from the Chimeras in Maclania, so with that plus Kimahri's Mighty Guard, I can get past the silly magic urns. Not that, I don't know that I really have much need to go to the Sunken Cave, but I guess there's an Albed Primer in there I want to pick up. Yeah, this is the problem with having a front line that doesn't actually have SOS-Haste. The Ogre actually beats us a lot of the time. Don't know if this is better than having like an all haste party and accepting the fact that I'm likely to get duplicate drops. Yeah, Ogre has 25% resistance to death and petrification, so it's 1 in 4 each time. So yeah, it's kind of slow. This whole thing is not ideal. It's way easier to get SOS-Haste from Bashura, but I really need this equipment before Defender X, so I'm having to do it now. I'm going to just start shooting star it with Auron. I think I already have Haste Armlet. Yeah. Yeah, my strategy with Defender X involves killing it with basically counterattacks, just because it's got so much HP, it would just use up all of my damage dealing mixers, and I don't have a way to really, like, I'd need to survive so many haymakers by that approach anyway, that I think I'm just going to have to try and buff Auron and get him to regen between haymakers. But doing it with just the counter damage from Whacker's evade and counter sounds horrible, so that's why I'm trying to get counterattack on Auron. I actually want SOS-Haste on Whacker too, because yeah, it's gonna take, I know, it's gonna take a long time. No, I think just Vitality and Protect would be enough, because if I have yeah, so if I have any kind of defense or HP plus armor, then I can survive with just like Protect plus Defend, so Vitality would let SOS regen keep me alive. I took a look at the numbers. I'm pretty sure I should have time for Auron to regen between the Haymaker turns. Even if he isn't under haste, although it's a little sketchy maybe. That fight's kind of awkward because I just can't keep other characters alive, right? Only Whacker can really take the physical attack with evade and counter, so I just don't have time to actually do that many mixes. I mean, now I've got Deathtouch, I can have Rikku on Comrade, keep her in the front line, hope she doesn't get targeted. I can basically mix back to back, but even so, yeah, it's probably going to require a bit of playing around. Raging Cactus. Oh, great. Yeah, that's counterattack for Lulu. Hooray! Alright. I've spent enough gil without getting anything for a while, so just reset it. I thought there might be an alternative strat for defender where like I have Lily's damage on the bus, right. Yeah, I was wondering about an alternative strategy where I have Kimahri and Auron both alive and like buffed to survive Haymaker and use Yuna to heal like whoever gets hit between Haymakers, but I just couldn't see how I could get the setup for that. I don't think it even requires less mixing. So Shimmering Blade. No, that's no good, right? That's just going to be like piercing and strength +5. Yeah. You playing some Final Fantasy X or playing something else at the moment? Legends of Runeterra, okay. Do you have like most cards and stuff unlocked in that, or is it a case of you build up your collection for a while? Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel you on the... Sometimes I turn on my PS4 and don't really feel like playing. I'm enjoying this challenge, but I'm really not playing anything else. I'm basically just playing this plus watching Pro League in my spare time. Do you watch the LCS or the LEC, like League of Legends pro teams? Yeah. I've been watching the North American like LCS League, and I don't know, it's kind of funny. It seems like there's lots of teams that are just pretty inconsistent. I don't know why they changed it so that 8 out of the 10 teams make the playoffs. That just feels... I don't know, it feels like the regular season's somewhat pointless. For like Europe, NA and Korea, cool. I haven't watched any of the LCK games for a while, but I used to watch quite a few of the LCK games too. Right, always tries to give any more chances to suck a little bit less. Yeah, something like that. They're not very good at taking those chances. There's an Avenger. Already have 2 of those. Yeah, C9 is actually pretty good this year, though. I bet C9 have been good in the league season, so they'll probably go to Worlds and just do horribly right. It's how it's going to turn out. They did make semi-finals, yeah. Yeah, they played pretty well. It's definitely the case that, like, the NA teams... Yeah, that was the best an NA team did, yeah. It's definitely the case that the NA teams with less expectations seem to do better at Worlds. I mean, obviously, the groups you get and so on has a lot to do with it too, but every year there's, like, a team that gets hyped up and then just completely underperforms. I don't feel super attached to the NA teams. Like, yeah, when it comes to Worlds, I don't mind too much. I really enjoyed watching the Chinese teams last year. What's it called? The Phoenix team. Fun Plus Phoenix? I can't remember what their team was. It's funny because it took me until the end of the competition to realize that the Phoenix song that they played during Worlds was actually it wasn't like the theme song for that team. It was the theme song of the whole of Worlds, and that team just won it. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I do remember 2008. I used to like Fnatic. I watched a fair amount of Reckless's stream, and I guess Fnatic's one of my favorite European teams. I guess people thought G2 would win when they got to the final this year, right? Or maybe, and then they got smashed pretty hard. I don't know what's happening with G2 this year. They don't seem to have really got it together. Two years in a row, EU getting 3-0 by China. I think there's a bit of an issue with like, I think, say, the third best NA team that makes Worlds, I think what often happens is they've figured out how to beat most of the other NA teams, but they're not actually, like, they tend to struggle a lot against other teams, like teams from outside the region, even some of the teams from wildcard regions that just turn up and try crazy stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It'd be cool if there was a way to have a few more matches in the year where you played like teams from outside your region. I know there's the Rift Rivals and mid-season invitational and stuff, but man, these Ogres have not been dropping anything. Well, Katana, that doesn't count. Rift Rivals doesn't exist. Oh really? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I think, well, I don't know. I think the actual professional players, particularly in Europe and North America, are actually paid a lot of money these days, so I don't have too much sympathy for them, but I do think it's the case that, like, if you're a regular starter, like if you're the starter for an LCS team, say, but your team's actually, like, it's not a good team, and you're just mid-table, or you're just, like, making playoffs and getting eliminated, yeah, you've obviously got so much practice that goes in, and then like people just flame you, your fans just flame you because you couldn't get the results right. But I don't know. Like I say, it's hard to have too much sympathy. It's the same with sports stars, like soccer stars or whatever, playing in mediocre teams. Yeah, yeah. I don't. I don't think I'm saying anything very profound here. I tried to watch some of the some more of the, like, the competitive first-person shooter type games, but I find like Overwatch. I tried to follow, like, watch some of the pro games, but I just had no clue what's going on. And yeah, that's not a game I can see myself ever playing. I think the pacing was just too high, like too fast. I'm not really good at FPS games, and with those things, if you haven't played them at least a little bit yourself, it's pretty hard to follow what's going on. Yeah. Here's something I wonder, and this is kind of prompted by some of the analysts and stuff I've heard. I feel like I'm not sure that the coaching and some other stuff is really in place. Like, the quality of the coaching really matches how much money there is. I just realized I should switch Auron to SOS-Haste. It's kind of dumb. But you see teams that, like, you see drafts for this is going back to League. You see drafts that just make no sense. You see players like misbuilding or like building the wrong components for items, stuff like this. Dummy positions in many teams. I don't know. It shouldn't really be like that, right? Like, you've got 6 or 7. Well, you've got, like, probably more like 10 players who are all earning quite a lot of money. Presumably the teams are trying to put quite a lot of money into coaching too. Oh man, even all the haste hits are still lost. Yeah, I think Korea is really interesting. I'd love to, yeah, I guess it'd be really interesting to see, like, all the interactions with coaches on a Korean team. I think Korea, there's probably, like, a bit more of a culture with the coaches of, if the coach is good, like, the players understand and respect that and they'll do what the coach says. Like, I think that's my 3rd defender. Yeah. At least one has magic. Yeah, respect for older people. I don't know any of this firsthand, but I've definitely heard stories and read reports of teams in America say where, like, players and coaches have disagreements and you kind of just end up in a crappy situation where the team's just not on the same page, doesn't really trust each other. Yeah. Yeah, that seems like a problem. I definitely should have had SOS-Haste on Auron before. This is both way better in terms of more consistently actually winning, and way better in terms of Auron getting the hits. I'd love to see a situation where like there was a coach of a team who really in league who really like I don't know came up with drafts and other strategies that were so good it actually made up for the players being like slightly less skilled individually or something. You know, a team that came onto the scene and just outdrafted the opponents like in NA. I think that would be awesome to see. I think another thing coming back to what you're saying with the players is I think there's also like the players are less willing to be told which champ to play. Like the big name players are not wanting to play the original C9 strat. Sure, I guess so. Pace Bracer. Yeah, I don't need another one of those. I already have one with HP plus. Back in season 3. That's interesting. I don't think I started watching until maybe season 5. Did you see the C9 draft from the game yesterday? That was a pretty interesting one. Yeah, Sona Lux bot lane, and then kind of like they had set mid, they had Hecarim in the jungle, and the plan was to more or less like buff Hecarim up and have him smash the team fights. Can't wait to play solo queue and be yeah. Yep. What position did you play in solo queue? Yeah, the strat was actually pretty good. They kind of mis-executed though. Like they were just uncharacteristically bad in the team fights. Yeah, you can't blame them for that. No, yeah. It is funny though. Mostly play support? Interesting. I really never figured out support at all. I played a tiny bit of top and mid and AD. The jungle and support I was pretty lost. I feel like playing support if you're actually duo queuing with your obviously with your bot lane partner could actually be pretty good, but yeah, jungle's just kind of fundamentally different, right? But I feel like jungling, yeah, there's a real skill to jungling, like especially when it comes to knowing the routes that the opposing jungler will take. If you're playing a jungler who can make an early invade or whatever, I find that stuff pretty interesting. I just didn't like ever pick it up personally. I think the only jungler I really played was Olaf, and that's because like fighting with Olaf was pretty brain dead. Yeah. Right, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. What elo are you at, or what rank are you at? Or maybe I should ask, did you get to if you haven't really played this season? Yeah. There was an Olaf game in the LCS that was absolutely disgusting this weekend. I think Olaf got like, hey, Katetsu, awesome. Yeah, I think Olaf got either 1 or 2 kills on a level 1 invade, and then it got Cloud Soul later in the game. And yeah, it was just disgusting. They had like a Karma or something else to speed Olaf up, and he was just making a mess. Finished like 12-0-7 or something stupid. Alright, I'm gonna sort some inventory stuff, I think. Still need a fast break for Waka. Might try another 15 minutes or so to get that. Yuumi. I don't know why they made Yuumi. I guess it's kind of a unique champion, but it just feels... yeah, it just feels pretty stupid. No one knows. Right. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely champions where it's like, this is either going to be broken or completely awful, and there's kind of no middle ground because of how they made the kit. Think I can just sell this plain katana? Yeah, always got the sentry. Aphelios is another one. There's definitely kind of power creep, or like the idea that you know, the kits of new characters have to have so much crammed in terms of different abilities. Oh, look at this trio of counterattack for Waka, of course. I guess I'll keep one, although I can't really imagine ever wanting it over evade and counter. Maybe some situation where he wants him to get hit, who knows? Probably should just sell more of this stuff, but I don't really need the girl, so... Alright, I'm not going to use this Ice Moomba. No, I'm not really going to use Thunder Moomba. Alright, so I have the Savior Bangle, so I guess like Silence Ward or Stone Ward I can sell now. Guess I don't have any. I got a couple of Death Ward drops, but Death Ward just isn't... I don't know, Death Ward just doesn't seem useful. I really can't think of situations where you're really facing instant death attacks. I mean, the main one is Mega Death, but obviously the strategy to survive that is not going to be Death Ward. Yeah, I couldn't actually think of... I can't remember all the attacks of the Fiends later in the game, but I couldn't really think of a place I'd want it. I maybe didn't even keep that many of them. Oh, I guess I kept a couple from when I was trying to get Deathtouch. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's a death attack with less than 50%. Alright, what am I doing here? I think I want to try and get the fast break. So I really want Waka to get a kill, but I suppose I'll just, yeah, I'll have a character with initiative, switch off Haste Bracer. Guess I'll put Lulu in because she might dodge attacks. I think there's a fiend that actually just straight up casts death, right? Either Ghost or Wraith? Maybe not. I can't remember now. I'll have to look it up. Probably actually faster with camera at this point. Great. I don't know, arranging for Waka to land the final attack with Stone Church just feels pretty inefficient. There's still, let's see, there's still 2 of the SOS-Hastes I don't have yet, so I think I'll just do this. I'll have Auron with, yeah, I'll have Auron with Sentry, and then I'll have I think I'll have Rikku and Lulu with SOS-Haste. Rip. Actually... I really don't know the best way to do this. Like, I could have First Strike Titus just switch in for Whacker. But he's only 25% to land the kill on each attack, and he's only really going to get 1 or 2 attacks. I suppose that's still better, and then I have the rest of the party set up to just win the fight. Or like give the highest chance of winning the fight. Yeah, it's hard to say the exact best way to do this. Oops, that was not what I wanted to do. Alright, I think we're going to call it for tonight. I've got a lot of the equipment I wanted. I really just want the fast break for Whacker for Defender before I give Defender X a shot. Would love to get SOS-Haste for Uno and Titus too, but I can wait until later for that, I think. I just don't want Whacker to be taking up ticks, switching in and out to take the Defender attacks without having haste on, so anyway, yeah, that was pretty good. 4 SOS Haste, 2 more Deathtouch, and a bunch of counterattacks, including on Auron. Not sure I'll stream tomorrow, but probably do at least one other stream this week. Can get a shield and ring from Bashura, yeah. Yeah, Bashura, yeah, that's right. Bashura is harder to actually kill in the arena, but I'm going to kill so many going up Gagazet just with Stone Breath that there's some chance to get it there anyway. So yeah, I'm definitely not going to keep farming for Shield and Ring, I just really want the fast break. Alright, yeah, that's it for me. Yeah, I'm tired. Thanks for hanging out, and see you next time, I guess.